Hebrews chapter 11 is often referred to as the Hall of Faith because it highlights the remarkable faith of various figures from the Old Testament. The chapter begins by defining faith as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, Hebrews 11:1-39. This means that faith is trusting in what we cannot see and holding firm to God's promises, even when they seem distant or impossible. Definition of faith. Depict a glowing scroll or tablet with the words "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." The background could be a blend of light and shadow, representing the unseen and the hoped for. Abel's sacrifice. Illustrate Abel offering a sacrifice on an altar, with smoke rising up to the heavens, signifying God's acceptance. Abel should be portrayed with a serene expression, while Cain watches with a scornful or envious look. Enoch's ascension. Show Enoch being taken up into the heavens, surrounded by a radiant light, while the earth below fades into shadow. The image should convey a sense of peace and divine favor. Noah building the ark. Capture Noah and his family constructing the massive ark, with animals gathering in the background. The sky could be darkening with ominous clouds, symbolizing the impending flood. Abraham's journey. Depict Abraham leading his family and flocks through a vast desert, with distant mountains symbolizing the promised land. Abraham should have a determined yet humble expression, showing his faith in God's direction. Sarah with Isaac. Illustrate Sarah holding baby Isaac, her face filled with joy and awe. Surround them with a warm glow, representing the fulfillment of God's promise despite her old age. Moses at the Red Sea. Show Moses standing at the edge of the parted Red Sea, staff raised, with the waters towering on either side. The Israelites are seen crossing in the background, with expressions of awe and gratitude. Rahab welcoming the spies. Depict Rahab opening the door of her house to the Israelite spies. She should look cautious but determined, with the city of Jericho visible through the window. Heroes of faith. Create a montage of figures like Gideon, Samson, David, and Samuel, each engaged in an act of faith. The background could be a starry sky, representing the cloud of witnesses mentioned in Hebrews 12:1. Heavenly reward. Show a vision of a glorious heavenly city, with saints ascending toward it. The city should be radiant with light, symbolizing the ultimate reward for those who live by faith. Hebrews chapter 11 emphasizes that faith is the key to pleasing God and living a life that honors Him. It is through faith that the heroes of old gained God's approval, and their stories serve as powerful examples for believers today. Faith involves trust, obedience, and perseverance, even when we cannot see the outcome. It assures us that God is faithful and that His promises are true. David facing Goliath. A young shepherd boy, David, standing courageously in front of the towering giant Goliath, holding a sling with a stone ready. The scene is set in a valley with the Israelite and Philistine armies in the background. David's face is full of confidence and faith, while Goliath sneers, towering over him with a massive spear in hand. Samson tearing a lion apart. Samson, a muscular figure with long hair, in the act of tearing apart a ferocious lion with his bare hands. The scene is dynamic, capturing the sheer power of Samson as he overcomes the beast in a forested area. His face shows both determination and reliance on God's strength. Barak leading the charge against Sisera's army. Barak, a determined leader in ancient armor, leading a small Israelite army into battle against a much larger and better equipped Canaanite force. The prophetess Deborah rides beside him, pointing forward with divine authority. The background shows chariots stuck in the mud as the Lord causes confusion among the enemy. Jephthah praying before battle. Jephthah, a rugged warrior, kneeling in prayer before leading his troops into battle against the Ammonites. His expression is one of deep commitment and faith. The scene captures the moment of his vow to God, with the battlefield in the distance and his soldiers waiting behind. Hebrews 11:30 recounts, by faith, the walls of Jericho fell after the people had marched around them for 7 days. This highlights the power of faith in God's promises.